Boom! Scott Wright is the first guy to go in this list. 5 players that Rangers should sell. I've did lists similar to this recently. Well, say recently, over the years. And as we've got just over a month, I'd say, of this transfer window to go, Scott Wright, let's get rid of him. First of all, it was Saudi Arabia in for Scott Wright. Then it was a Turkish club. And now he's back training with the team. I have no idea what's happening. Now, I guess he did say that he was going to go over and see what was happening over in Turkey before he would agree to a deal. But it just seems weird that this whole came out and he was playing. And then he went over and see. It's almost like he was on a scouting mission for a player we wanted to sign in Turkey or something. But totally bizarre. But Scott Wright, he's surplus the requirements. He's a dead-on guy, but he's just not good enough for Rangers. I'm sorry, it's not a popularity parade, brother. It's a popularity contest. That's the word. But yeah, let's get 500,000, cash in on him, and move on, guys. Up next, though, we have got Ben Davies. Why not cash in on this guy? Cost us a decent amount of money, and I feel like if we're ever going to recoup some of that, we need to get rid of him sooner rather than later. And I don't see this guy getting better. I don't. It's not like he's been injured and he's been trying to get the full fitness like certain players at defence, like Suter. But Suter is good, man. Right? Let's just fucking acknowledge the fact that Big John Suter is the man, and there's nothing going to tell us that. Ben Davies, he looks like a bomb scare at the back at the best of times, and you know what? Did he really get injured last month? I can't really recall, to be honest. So, I mean, you could argue that's a plus sign, but if we can sell this guy for a couple of million, I'm all for getting rid of him, man. Honestly. Bring in another centre-back. Because looking at our team right now with Danilo and Cifuentes about to come in on the verge of signing, defensively is my only problem, right? Goalkeeper position up next, though. John McLaughlin. This guy is certainly just sitting there collecting a wage. There is no two ways about it. With McCrory and Butland, there's just no need for this guy. The third choice should be Young, right? It should not be a guy that's like 37 or whatever, and realistically he's got no chance of cementing a way back into this team. He had his time to prove himself. He kind of flopped at it. Let's be real. And yeah, I think he did get a wee bit of unfair criticism last season at times. Like he was poor, but I feel like he was made out to be the scapegoat. But let's not pretend that, John McLaughlin is the man and is the greatest thing since sliced bread. He's not. He came in, he was alright for a couple of games as, the backup guy. And then once it came time for him to become the guy, his arse went. And there really is no two ways about it, guys. That's exactly what happened. But anyway, I want you to leave your thoughts about John McLaughlin in the comments section down below. How much time we can get for him? Like 100,000? Would it be a free? Or what? Up next may come as a surprise to some people, but I'm putting John Lundstrom in. Now, John Lundstrom, I believe, has only got a year left on his deal. This will be his 3rd season at the Glasgow Rangers. I don't think he's really lived up to the hype that he could have. Now, I'll be honest, he started off poor. Then he had like a really good end of the season with the whole Europa League run. John Lundstrom is the best on earth. Da-na-na, do you know that's right? Da-na-na-na. I was believing it. We all believed it. He was the man. And then sadly, it came crashing down. Last season, he was pretty diabolical, man. See, watching him in games, him and Kamara in the midfield, walking about at 1 mile an hour, it was like watching a saw trap, man. It was painful. It was sore to watch. In my opinion, I'd cash in on John Lundstrom. We've absolutely strengthened that midfield to a point where there's just going to be people who do not get games. I'd rather give game time to like a Lowry, for example. And then finally, it is Glenn Kamara. Now, of course, Kamara is linked with a £5 million move to Leeds. I would say at the 5 on this list, he's definitely the most likely to go, probably alongside Scott Wright. McLaughlin, it just seems like there's nobody in for him. And for Davies and Lundstrom, I just don't really know if Rangers are actually like openly willing, like looking to get rid of them. But with Kamara, we are wanting to get rid of him. And again, like I said with Lundstrom, we're stacked in that midfield option. And let's be real, right? Lundstrom and Kamara are two very good players who, I say they're very good players. I feel like they are two good players. I don't know what it is, but I feel like we just need to move on from that era, even though Lundstrom's not been here that long. And I feel like it just shows you the strength of this Rangers team, that Kamara and Lundstrom are surplus to requirements in the midfield area. Well, if you said that like 2 years ago, fucking no chance you'd be like, no, those two should need to be staying. Obviously with Kamara, it kind of just faded away and his head went as he didn't get the move last summer. And as for Lundstrom, I don't really know what's happened to him. Like sometimes he's great, sometimes he's pish, but I think pish is outweighing great most of the time these days. But anyway, guys, that is 5 players that need to leave Rangers in this summer window. Be back later with the Olympiacos match review. But until next time, peace.